If you like horror, hit that notification bell, smash that like button, and push that subscribe button now.
What's the boogeyman?
Hello, Sydney. Welcome to my nightmare.
We want the man who did this.
Welcome to Nick Push's Horror Channel.
The
Hey,
Blackest
what's up,
Eyes. I've
everybody?
never heard of that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Never heard of
I just
that?
Walked all over your. I never heard of that. I just walked all over your
I
intro.
don't care. Who cares? What do you mean you never heard of that?
I didn't know you did
Blackest
the
Eyes?
darkest or the Blackest Eye. I didn't
Blackest
know.
Eyes. That's my membership, man.
Yeah.
That's my membership. I got 4 loyal members that are fantastic people.
So wait a minute.
One of
You
them's
have
in the
people
chat
that
right now.
pay you?
Yeah,
They pay you. Okay.
They're awesome people. One of them's in the chat right now, Allie.
I may never reach that level, man. I'm sorry. Let's go back
Yeah,
to
you
your
will.
intro.
Yeah, you will. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say welcome, everyone. Allie's here, popping the popcorn. Katie's here. Real Dead is here. I'm Nick Push, joined as always, bi-weekly at least, by Bud from the Shape of Horror podcast. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. Well, we have an exciting list, I think. Very challenging and exciting list. And I'm just glad we're able. I'm glad we're able to take it to the this is episode 6. I'm glad
be 16.
we're making. Yeah, it should be. I'm glad we're making progress.
Yeah,
It looks like your chat is hopping, man.
Yeah, we got Shane's here as well. Ivy, how you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. We're talking top final girls tonight. Yeah, this list was a little challenging. Once for me at least, once I got through, 4 or 5 that I knew for sure had to be on there, I was trying to think, and obviously there's a lot of options, but I was trying to think of some possible obscure ones or who I can't leave off, and it ended up being a little bit of a challenge. So I'm glad I'm not alone on that.
It was pretty easy at the top of the list, like you said, but man, like the last 4 or so are really tough.
Yeah, agreed. So what else is going on before we get into our list? What else is going on in the horror world lately? We talked about last time. We got Exorcist and Saw coming out. What else is coming out? Anything?
Five Nights at Freddy's is coming out.
That's right. Scream. We got some Scream news relatively recently in the last 3 weeks or so, right?
Yeah, we found out that I guess they're gonna. The script is done, and they're gonna try to shoot in January. It sounds like Jenna Ortega. They're doing it to accommodate her because she's gonna do Wednesday. Probably in mid 2024. So it sounds like the strike's probably gonna end soon. So I mean, if they're making plans, unless they have some kind of waiver or something where they can go, like they're gonna go to Canada. That's another thing. It's gonna be back in Montreal. They're gonna shoot there again. So is that New York City? They're shooting in the winter times. That means snow. There's so much.
Snow would be cool. Snow would be.
I don't know, but how would that work though?
I don't know.
Like Ghostface mostly kills everybody inside. He's killed Deputy Judy killed outside, or she killed her outside.
Yeah,
I don't know how snow would really play into it.
Maybe there's a blizzard and everyone's trapped. But then that would take out, why be in New York if you're not going to use the setting? Well, they kind of only used a couple things last time.
I think if they do go back to New York, they really need to New York it up. You know what I'm saying? They need to have people with New York accents. Because I remember watching Scream 6, just not too far back. And when they go into the bodega, like the guy that tells them the line starts here, he's fucking Canadian. we need the New York attitude. Like what the fuck?
The problem with needing a lot of New York is you're filming in Montreal. So
I think what you're saying is Canadians can't act. and I totally agree.
Except for you got like Michael J. Fox, John Candy. There's Kiefer
Yeah, but
Sutherland.
they played Americans. They like John Candy played the Midwesterner. Michael J. Fox played Midwesterner, California.
I think Canadians. I think that's probably the best acting country around. That's my thought.
Just by those two guys. Well, who else was it?
Michael J. Fox alone.
No, there's someone else. What is Rick Moranis? Is he from
Probably.
Canada?
Ellie, you're not helping my case. You're not helping my case here. I can't stand that.
Ryan
guy.
Reynolds.
Sorry.
Well,
I can't
so there you go. You think Ryan Reynolds could do a New York accent? No.
No, Ryan Reynolds. I can't stand Ryan Reynolds. But
It-
I'm in the vast minority there. I know I am.
For real though, if they're doing Scream back in New York City again, we need New York.
True.
That's all I'm saying.
True. What else is going on? Anything going on tomorrow?
Big day tomorrow.
Big
Birthday.
day, right? I don't want to call you out on here. I'm just kidding.
No. Another birthday, another year.
It's Bud's birthday tomorrow, guys.
Oh.
Go subscribe to the Shape of War
Yeah.
podcast for Bud's birthday. I saw a reel already did. So thank you. Bud's got a lot of good stuff coming. In fact, let's pull it up, Bud.
Yeah,
Before
put
we
it
get
up
to our
there.
list, let's pull it up right here. Let's pull it up. Where do I go? I'm sorry. I'm there we go.
You
Okay.
overlay.
So overlay. All right. So next week on Bud's channel, before we get to our list, we're going to get to them in a second. So don't tune out. But before we get to Bud's channel, or before we get to our list, Bud, next week, is that you're doing this?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to shoot for Tuesday or Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah, I started watching it. Oh man, this one does not age well.
Resurrection.
Resurrection did not age well. I'd
Yeah,
say
that-
H2O probably
that's
starting to
common.
age well.
Yeah.
And then Resurrection, man, it's just a total misfire. Looks ugly.
Well,
Ugly.
a major plot point of Resurrection is technology, right? And technology always is changing and adapting. So that's a problem when you make technology, because technology will always adapt. So
Let me ask you a
So, yeah.
question. Do you think Resurrection was ahead of its time or a little too late? Because
Both.
reality TV, I can't really remember when that became. Huh? When
both
did
actually.
reality
I mean,
TV
yeah,
really become like a?
well, there's a line in Resurrection, isn't there, where someone says you're voted off the island?
Yeah, so Survivor started what?
Which is-
Probably
So,
2000. I
so
wanna
that's
say?
right in the heyday of
right at the
Survivor
right at
getting
the
popular.
beginning.
Yeah, which is a product of its time. Yeah, but
It's crazy that Michael Myers and Halloween kind of got there before everyone else
yes,
with the
agreed.
technology.
Agreed. All right. Before we get to our list, let's see what we got going on in the chat. We encourage everyone, if you have a list of your own, or if you want to, put in some of your favorite final girls as we do this, we'll be reading your answers in the chat. So we're going to go through our list, starting at our number 10s all the way down to number 1, and discuss. So feel free to throw out final girls as well. Most important message comes from Allie, and that's happy birthday.
How
Bud.
did you make your chat so large there?
I don't know.
Like mine, it's always
have
like
no idea.
small. I'm gonna have to figure that
Really? I think you got to play around with the brand or something like that.
out. All right.
Shane says, where is Tara going to be? Shane is a big Jenna Ortega fan. I think when you're Shane's age, you call them stands or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm an old man.
Super
so,
fan.
yeah. Real Dead responding to Resurrection. Oh, God, no.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
But James Morant is a fan. I'm the only one who likes Halloween Resurrection. It's okay, James. Like, if you like it, then like the shit out of it. It's still a Halloween movie, right?
You might have met too many of
Lovey's
the,
Fat Life
the
is in the
cast
house.
members.
What's up, Lovey?
Yeah,
Oh,
welcome.
Shane, yeah.
Yeah, he
yeah.
probably met all the cast members like at the conventions, and he's just had one. Like they probably know him, so if they see him shit talking their movie, they're I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Yeah. All right. Should we get into our lists here? Lovey
Yeah, so
throws out
let's
Laurie
you want to
Strode.
explain the criteria?
Yeah. So
The
I don't even
criteria
know.
are we keep it confined to horror. You didn't like neither one of us have Ripley or Sarah Connor,
Sarah
so
Connor.
we just kind of kept it to like those are sci-fi, really, right? So we
Yeah,
just
I
kind of
consider. Yeah, now you can make a case that Ripley in the original, but but my
Mhm.
favorite Ripley is from part 2 is an act, which I consider an action movie. So
Right.
I just for me I just I just thought it was easier to you know to leave them off, give some other
On
people
the he says I'm the
some
toughest horror
publicity.
reviewer on YouTube.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
Blake.
know.
Maybe it means like tough guy. I don't know.
Well, somebody has to do it. We can't all take it right down the middle, right? Someone has to do the hard
That's
work
right.
and be
That's
real
right.
about this stuff.
All right. Speaking of real, who's your number 10? When we get right into this, and if you guys want to play along and give your top 10, feel free to put your number 10s in the chat while Bud and I go and discuss.
All right, so my number 10 is going to be from Nightmare on Elm Street. Alice Johnson from Nightmare on Elm Street 4, played by Lisa Wilcox. I just, you know, when Nightmare 4 came out, I think 88. So I was,
Correct.
how old was I? I was, that age.
20.
So no, younger than that. Younger than that, but so like she's just hotter to me than Nancy Thompson, but I always liked Alice Johnson, so I have to include her on my list.
I think so. Alice is not on my. She's not on my list, but I think she's fantastic, especially
You
in
do?
Nightmare 4. Yeah, she's great. She starts out kind of meek, and she finds her strength, and ends up defeating Freddy. She gets all of her friends' powers, right?
Well, they recovered well because they lost Patricia Arquette. She wasn't in.
Yep.
She didn't want to be in it, and so they recovered well with her. I thought she was a good, kind of saved the day for that movie. I really like Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I know it's pretty divided, but she's a big reason why I like it.
Well, and what's interesting is she survived both of her movies. Nancy came into Elm Street 3 and she died. Alice survived both encounters with Freddy. I mean, who knows, that ugly looking child Jacob she had might have killed her off, but that's another story.
Right. Fuck her now. I can't believe I put her on the list.
No, Alice is great. All right, my number 10. Shit. Gotta look at my list here. My number 10 is from a movie that's 10 years old now. And it's going to be Mia from Evil Dead 2013. I am actually I don't know if I'm one of the few people, because I'm sure there's a decent chunk out there, but I actually like Evil Dead 2013, the remake, better than the OG Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell.
You're not the only one.
Done.
I do too.
No?
I do too.
You do too?
I
Okay.
I do
Okay,
too.
good.
Yeah.
I think it's really good. I hate to say it, but it's a little too gory for my tastes, in certain aspects. But I think Mia's great. I like the concept where they're in the woods and she is kind of recovering from drugs, and she's seeing all these things, so they just think it's her like detoxing, and you kind of see her I don't even want to say a slow descent into madness, because she just she's already kind of batshit crazy, but nobody believes her. And her final showdown with the Deadites, or whatever the fuck they're called, I don't even know, is pretty badass and hardcore. So I'm a big fan of that movie and her.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that. It's been a while. But yeah, I remember being really impressed. It's really bloody. Really bloody.
It's super bloody. All right, I'm going to read the chat here now. All right, let's go scroll up a little bit. Blake with a good one here. Rhonda from Tremors. Help me, Rhonda. Oh, man. Yep.
Is that Reba?
No. This is Rhonda's the chick that Kevin Bacon. She's the student.
Yeah,
or
man, I
whatever.
need to go back and watch that one. It's yeah.
Oh, Tremors is so good. Allie says Jess Bradford from Black Christmas. Yep, Jess Bradford's awesome.
She's a good
She
friend.
maybe
She's
mentioned
very
that.
persistent. Very persistent.
Yes. Ivy agrees, definitely underrated for Alice. Shane with a movie I've never seen actually before, and that's Jenny from Eden Lake. Have you seen that?
No.
I think Shane's mentioned it before. I might have to check that out because Shane has good taste.
He has a thing for women with Jenny or Jenna in their name. So
Yeah,
makes
yes,
sense.
he does. Brian's Horror Corner in the house. Hey, Brian, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Scott going Elizabeth Shue from Hollow Man. Hollow Man's good, man. Hollow
Yeah,
Man's so
I need to
good.
go. That's another Kevin Bacon, right?
I was gonna say we got Kevin Bacon in Tremors. We got Kevin Bacon in Hollow Man.
Yeah,
Will we have Kevin Bacon in Friday the 13th at some point? I don't know. We'll find out.
maybe.
But a lot of Kevin Bacon here. Blake. Yeah, Blake with a Blake comment.
Oh, love the sneaky titty grab in Hollow Man.
James
need to go
Rand
back and
says
watch.
Gail Weathers. You need to watch Hollow Man again. Yep. And James
Yeah,
with Gail
I
Weathers
will.
in She Was a Survivor.
Tremors, Hollow Man.
Tremors and Hollow Man. And while you're at it,
Uh,
have you seen what's the other Kevin Bacon? Stir of Echoes. Have you seen that?
No, I've heard.
Oh, it's
I
good,
mean,
dude.
you and
It's
Nick,
so good.
or you and Jake talked about it before.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, Stir of Echoes.
Stir of Echoes. Write that down too. On 4K.
All right. I don't think it is yet.
I highly doubt
Not
it.
yet.
All right, what do you got for your 9?
Oh, so my number 9. We're gonna go to the Friday the 13th franchise, and we're gonna go with Tina Shepard. Friday the 13th, Part 7. Fellow Texan Lar Park Lincoln. I think that's her name.
Yep.
Nice change of pace for Jason. Kind of leveled the playing field there. But I thought she did a good job playing, this troubled girl with these telekinetic powers, and I just enjoyed Friday the 13th Part 7. It was the first one I saw in the theater. My mom took me and a friend. I was like 12 or so. I think we're seeing a theme
got some
here.
nostalgia
Movies that
there.
I saw when I was 12, 2 in a row.
Right.
Did I just age
No, and
myself?
Tina's a great character. I guarantee
Yeah.
Scott. I think Scott's a big Tina fan. She might be in his top 3. She might even be his number 1.
Before we move on, Brian's Horrors Corner snuck one in there. He picked.
Oh
Alice.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alice. So he agrees with you. Brian agrees with
Yeah.
you. And yeah, I won't argue with that because Alice is great. So yeah, Tina's a good character. Like you said, she plays a troubled youth very well. I got a lot of issues with that movie, but my issues have nothing to do with Tina.
I'm dying to know what the issues are. I have an
The
idea,
other-
but
we're
gonna have to talk off screen.
No, it's just no, it's not that.
Oh, okay.
It's just the other characters. I know what you're driving at. It's not that.
Okay.
It's the other characters. I just think are some of the worst bland characters in the franchise, and that's saying something for a Friday franchise. But yeah, they're terrible.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, my number 9. I'm sitting here because I'm waiting for you to say, "What are you waiting for?" You know who I'm talking about?
Oh, what are you waiting for? Oh, Julie James.
Julie James from I Know What You Did Last Summer. And we'll throw in the second one too, just because the tanning bed. I love I Know What You Did Last Summer. I know you're gonna cringe again because I've said it before.
No.
Some days
I
it's
think
as good as Scream.
I think I Know What You Did Last Summer 1 and 2 are aging really well. There's a couple of 90s movies that are aging well, and I would submit this is one of them for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, Julie's great. She starts out, happy and carefree. And then after they accidentally kill someone, she comes back and her life is just in shambles. She's never recovered and she's got to, find
kind of bitchy.
Yeah, she is. She's got to find the strength to, you know, battle the fisherman. And yeah, I'm a big Jennifer Love Hewitt guy. I always have been since I've been younger. I'm curious. You know, they're making a, you know, a sequel now, right? With her and Freddie Prinze Jr.
That's the word on the street. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see if they miss the boat on that as far as timing, because that by the time that comes out, we might be on to the next phase of horror. Who knows? But yeah, I love Julie
Yeah,
James.
the fisherman, if he's still alive, he'd have to be as old as Joe Biden now.
Yeah, right.
So
No
see
kidding.
see how that works.
No kidding. All right, your turn to read. You read them. I'll put them on screen.
Okay, yeah. Let me get him up here. Blake, Karen
Blake is
Barkley
first.
from Child's Play. I never even considered it, but
Me either. That's a good
again,
one.
Blake is kind of like throwing some curveballs in here. I'm pretty impressed. Alley Girl, Aaron from Texas Chainsaw, 2003. That has to be Jessica Biel, right?
Jessica Biel. Yep. Good one.
Shane Emerson, Mia from The Evil Dead, just like you. So you,
Yeah.
Scott, Penelope Ann Miller from The Relic. We need to go back and
I need to watch.
I'm gonna write that down.
I know. Yeah, I know the movie. I've just never seen it.
I think that's it.
That's it.
That's all we had so far.
Real Dead. Let's address this comment real quick here. Real Dead says, even though she dies in the movie, I like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Can't talk. Her character best. Yeah, her character's awesome in that. That chase scene with Sarah
Helen
Michelle
Shivers,
Gellar.
yeah, she did.
Yep, it is fantastic.
There's no getting around it, man. I Know What You Did Last Summer is a good slasher flick.
It is, and the cinematography in that movie is fantastic.
It is.
That'd be a good one for you to do. That'd be a good one for you to do your slides with, man.
I could do that. It is in 4K.
Maybe when they make an announcement, yeah.
2 comes out in 4K in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
So it could be done.
So you can see Jack Black with dreads.
Yeah. We ready for number 8, 7?
8.
I'll say my number 8 is going to be Jenny Field from Friday the 13th Part 2. Amy Steele. She did a few horror movies back. She was in April Fool's Day. There may have been another one.
Yep.
I'm not. I'm remembering, but I mean, she's probably the smartest. Maybe. Oh, I don't know. It could be a toss up between her and someone else we're going to talk about later as smartest. Like, think on their feet. She figures out that Jason has this monument to his mother, and the head's there, the sweater's there, and she figures it out. And you have to admire that. So Jenny Field, Friday the 13th Part 2. What do you got?
Yeah, you will not hear an argument from me on that. You'll hear something from me on it at some point. My number 8 is gonna be Kyle from Child's Play 2. So this is Andy's foster sister of a couple days, right? I love this character. She comes off when we first meet her as kind of like a rebel. She's smoking in her bedroom. Yeah, all kinds of shit. And
that's
then,
all I remember is her smoking. Yeah.
Yeah. And she develops this relationship with Andy in just a couple of days, and she realizes Andy was right. And it ends, the movie ends with, Chucky forcing Andy to take him into the good guy factory, and Kyle's chasing after, and she dives under the garage door as it's closing, and she, takes the battle to Chucky, and she kind of has a little bit of a Rachel from Halloween 4 type vibe to her, where she's kind of in the protector mode and she's just battling Chucky. And I just big fan of her and her relationship with Andy.
Yeah, that's
all right. So let's read 8.
I've never considered her either.
Never.
So
yeah, Child's Play went over your head. That's okay.
That's why we do. Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, I know. I'm curious who you're gonna have on your list that hasn't even crossed my mind. That's why I like doing this stuff.
Okay.
That's why I like not telling each other our lists,
Yep.
All right. James Morant agrees with you. Spot on. His number 8 is Ginny from Friday the 13th 2. She outsmarted Jason. She sure did. Allie with Maxine Minx from X. Dude, I still haven't seen X or Pearl.
I'm throwing a flag.
you?
I'm gonna throw a flag on this one. I'm gonna throw the flag
Okay.
because she's not really the final girl. Well, she
Like
kind
what?
of is,
Is she
but
like a
the-
Gail
remember-
Weathers? Like Gail
you-
Weathers is?
no. Remember we were talking about Pamela Voorhees earlier? Similar
Yeah.
to that.
Gotcha. Okay.
But you know what?
Um,
It's your channel, so if you're gonna allow it, you'll allow it.
Allie's a channel member. I'll allow it. I'm going to skip ahead here because Brian's got his number 9 in. He's got Rachel from Halloween 4. Great pick, my friend. Very, very good pick. Love Rachel. We're on Blake. Is that Anna or Anna? Anna? We'll go.
Anna.
We'll go Anna from Dawn of the Dead 2004.
I'd like to know who plays her. Anna.
Anna. Yeah, I'm actually.
I wanna know what-
Not a huge zombie guy.
I don't think Blake's a big fan of the OG Dawn of the Dead from the 80s, or maybe it's late
No?
70s.
I think they reviewed.
Yeah,
it
I
on their
think
channel.
him and Ronnie did a review on it, and I don't think Blake liked it too much. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think
Anna
Darren
from
made
Dawn
them.
of the
I think
Dead.
they reviewed it for Darren, and I think Blake wasn't as positive on it. If I'm not mistaken, you're right. Oops, wrong one. Sorry. Shane Emerson with Sarah from The Descent. I almost chose her. Descent's a fantastic movie.
I've never seen it.
Are you a fan of The Descent? No. Oh, dude,
I've
it's
never
fucking
seen it.
brutal.
No.
It's terrifying. It's terrifying. The creatures in there are terrifying. Lovies says good choice.
No.
It's your number 8.
Yeah.
Let's see. Moving too fast. Scott. Lauren Holly in Turbulence, playing a flight attendant who is on an airplane with killer Ray Liotta, and she has to land the plane to save the day. That's a good one.
That is a awesome movie. It is.
Turbulence. Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it's a good one.
Here we go.
Was Dawn of the
Dawn
Dead
of the
original.
Dead, the
Oh,
original
it
is one
wasn't
of
it.
his favorites.
Ronnie is in
Ronnie
a
is
I had
a
it
fan.
backwards. Who can tell those two apart? Let's be
Okay.
honest.
Real Dead agrees with Blake and says Dawn of the Dead is great, and Anna is a badass. All right,
Sarah
we got
Polley.
7 starting to roll in.
Yep.
Sarah Polly, that's who plays her. Okay.
Yep.
7's rolling in.
All
What
right,
do you
my
got for
number
your
s-
7, bud?
My number 7 is Grace from Ready or Not, Samuel Weaving from 2019. I think Radio Silence, they did Screams 5 and 6. The reason they got the job is because of Ready or Not, the job that they did on that. That is a great cast, just a fun movie. And I know you haven't seen it, Nick, but when you watch this, you will know why Grace is number 7 on my list. You'll know.
She's wearing like a wedding dress the whole movie, right?
Yeah, she's there to get married, and she's married into this rich family who owns a like Parker Brothers, like they own a big,
Oh, and they're like hunting
Card
her or
game
something,
thing.
right?
and they have a ritual when someone marries into the family, and it plays into that.
Okay.
Great cast. It's a lot of fun. Really funny.
Yeah, I've heard great. I've never heard anyone say that they don't like it. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Before I say my number 7, I just want to reiterate to everyone watching this. Number 7 is a high list of final girls. Okay. The person I'm putting here, I am saying is one of the best final girls of all time. I am not knocking this character. She is one of my top final girls of all time. Okay. Everyone heard that, right? This is
Mhm.
not a knock. Do you know where I'm going with this?
I think it's probably Laurie Strode.
It's Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
Laurie Strode is my number 7 of all time. Number 7 is a great ranking. Look, I love Laurie Strode. Absolutely love her. The original Halloween, she became kind of the prototype of a final girl. There were some before her, but she became, the most famous final girl. She became, the Scream Queen, as she was called. a few years later after doing Prom Night and a couple other things. I have nothing bad to say about her character and the original incarnation of the Halloween timeline. I love Laurie Strode.
Mhm.
I'm not even going to bash her now. She's great in H2O. I loved that version of her as a final girl as well. Wasn't a fan of what they did with her in Halloween 2018. That's
Mhm.
okay. But Laurie Strode, deserves a place on any list. And if this was a Mount Rushmore of final girls, Laurie Strode would absolutely be on there. I'm putting her at number 7 because there's some other final girls that I personally like better. So
Okay.
that was a long-winded way of saying stop. Don't attack me.
Yeah. So my turn in the chat here. Let's
It's
go.
your turn, my friend.
So Blake with
And
an
Blake,
interesting
sure.
one. Lila Crane from the original Psycho. It's
Oh.
it's interesting in the fact that if you've seen Psycho 2, she's the Psycho in Psycho 2. So that's very interesting. Shane
Blake is going Tremors and Psycho. He's got
I
a
know.
vast variety of stuff.
Shane Emerson, Nancy Thompson. I think we'll probably be talking about her tonight. Alley
Mhm.
Girl, Clear River, Final Destination, Allie Larder. Oh my God, the whipped
Yep.
cream bikini girl. I wanted to put her on this too, but she didn't win out. Tree from Happy Death Day, Jessica Roth. She's someone who could
she's great.
possibly pop up in the next Scream movie. Something to watch out. I know you like Happy Death Day. What do you want? Yeah.
Yeah. No, Tree's great. She almost made my list.
Scott Shawnee Smith from Saw 2. She's coming back in Saw 10. They gave that away in the trailer. Kind of wish they'd have kept that secret, but yeah, she's great in that. Let's see here. Brian's Horror
got his
Corner.
number
His
8.
number 8 of Chris from Friday the 13th, Part 3. Yeah, I think she's a little overrated, but I know why a lot of people like her. So I think that's it. If you want to take some of the other comments that we're missing.
Yeah,
here.
let's see. Michael Winchester's in the house. What's up, Michael? Wayne Turner coming all the way from Australia. I don't even have to read what Wayne's saying, but he does say Ready or Not is overrated and not good. Okay, we'll see. I guess I was wrong. I said I've never heard anyone say anything negative about it, and then Wayne in Australia proves me wrong. Thanks, Wayne. Let's see. Blake disagrees with me. Says Laurie Strode is our queen and she should be 1 or 2. Well, talk to your YouTube channel brother over there who really had Jamie Lee Curtis and her stands attacking him. Real Dead says Laurie is great and first, but there have been better. Yeah, I mean, look, Jamie Lee Curtis is fantastic as Laurie Strode, always has been. She's iconic, and I'm a person that doesn't use the word iconic casually. She's fantastic, and she should be on any list.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are we on here? 6?
Number 6. So my number 6, I'm kind of wondering if I'm the only one that's going to have this particular character. Sally Hardesty, not the fucking bullshit Laurie Strode ripoff, but I'm talking about the OG Sally Hardesty played by fellow Texan Marilyn Burns. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre is pretty boring for the first 45 minutes, kind of setting things up, but then when this thing kicks off, it does not let up. And Sally Hardesty, man, she is fucking terrorized by these fucking cannibal crazy this family, and who wouldn't just give up there? But Marilyn Burns, man, she put on a great performance. You could tell, very physical performance. She had to do a lot of stunts, like fucking crazy, and I think she's really underrated. And she's my number 6.
Yeah, I mean, she's not on my list, but yeah, you're right. She a lot of physical acting, jumping through windows, dealing with the heat. I mean, you could just feel how fucking hot it is. That dinner scene. It seemed like she was just
that
running
motherfucker
and
drop a
screaming
hammer on her twice. Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like she was running and screaming for like 30 straight minutes, ever since her
Well, yeah.
annoying brother Franklin was, hacked to pieces. Y- God. Yeah. What a performance. I feel like she should have been, had like a Shelley Duvall experience where she just, never recovered from that or something,
Right.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, good pick. Good pick. My number 6, I agree with some Brian's Horror Corner said earlier, and it's Chris Higgins from Friday 3. But you said she's overrated. I'd love to hear why.
A
but
little
let me
bit.
state my
I don't
yeah,
know.
I'll state my case first. I agree the first, first half of Friday 3, Chris is a slog. She just it just moves at such a snail's pace in certain points. And hearing Chris's backstory and always being worried about what happened to her, then we find out what happened to her, and it's like, what, huh? But the second she gets back to the cabin, her and Rick get back to the cabin, and Rick goes outside without her, and you get that scene of her saying, Rick, and Jason's holding Rick. The second Jason comes through that window, it is fucking batshit balls to the wall crazy. That chase scene is incredible. She drops all the books on Jason. She stabs him in the hand, stabs him in the knee, jumps out the window, hits him with a log. Goes from the the van to the barn. She hangs the motherfucker. It's just great. Now, Jason would have probably killed her if it wasn't for Ali showing up at the end. But I just love that final chase scene, and I got some nostalgia because it was the first Friday movie I ever saw. So that's my case.
Yeah, I don't know. I can only take so many cold
it's not for
showers,
you.
Nick. Yeah.
Well done. Well played.
Yeah. I don't see very many 6s coming in.
No, let me get
2.
Brian's number 7 though here. Brian's got
Okay.
his number 7. This is Kyle from Child's Play 2. Great pick. I had her earlier. Anyone with 6s? I think is it James Morant?
I say 3. I see. Never mind. There are a bunch in there. I'm just
Okay,
a dumbass. Yep, I'm old. I mean, I'm getting old, so I can't really see well. Apologize.
All right. Am I up or are you up?
I think
I'll
it's
go.
you. Yep.
Is it me? Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'm staring at the camera. What are you waiting for? All right. James Morant's number 6 is Rachel from Halloween 4. She did what she had to do to protect Jamie. That is a very true statement. Alley Girl with Nancy Thompson from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Very good pick. As Bud said, she will probably be mentioned again. Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Blake with Nurse Alex Price from American Werewolf in London. Great character, has a great job, and she puts out immediately.
That movie's really, really good. I don't know if
That's
you've
a
seen
movie
it, Nick.
I've been meaning, not since I was a kid. I've been meaning to revisit it.
It seems like your kind of movie. It really does.
Does it? I know Blake's buddies over at the Slaughtered Lamb movie podcast. I know they named their channel after that movie. So
Yeah, there's a little when they're at the beginning where they're in the middle of Ireland somewhere, I guess, or maybe it's England.
Okay.
There's just fucking pub in the middle of nowhere, the Slaughtered Lamb. So,
Okay.
yeah. It's a good movie. Definitely should check it out.
Yeah, I gotta recheck it out. Scott with Kathleen Quinlan in 1989, Trapped, where she is trapped in a high-rise building with an axe murderer. That concept sounds intriguing to me. I've never seen it. Have you, Bud?
I've never heard of it.
I haven't either. Yeah, definitely. And Scott's always got awesome picks. I'm telling you, picks that movies that I've never seen.
Yeah.
Shane with Laurie Strode. How dare you not have her higher, Shane? Here we go. Mike's Horror Channel. Hey, Mike says Kara Strode from H6 doesn't get enough credit. Yeah. Kara's a character that you don't really hear mentioned. I think maybe she's just overshadowed by Laurie and Danielle Harris and all them. Let's see.
So
here.
Blake has a question. Does Angela from Sleepaway Camp count? If not, I don't know. I would
guess
say
it all
no.
depends on it depends on your definition of a final girl.
But I know why you like her. That's for sure.
Ivy says Eliza Dushku in Wrong Turn, overlooked
That's
horror.
another, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
one
never
that's
argue with Eliza Dushku. I'm a Buffy
right.
fan, so
Shane
Adam Howard.
Emerson, yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry.
We'll get to Adam in a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, Shane Emerson, that's bullshit. Jenna will do Scream 7.
Adam Howard says, I feel like little Andy Barkley is basically a final girl. It kind of is. Yeah.
In part 3 for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Brian's Horror Corner says Aaron from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2003.
Yeah.
Yep, Jessica Biel's character. Yeah, she's a great character. Great character and great movie.
She rocks
all
a wife beater really well.
Yes. Yes. All right, we're in the top 5 here. We
Yeah.
are in the top 5.
So I think I'm gonna have another one that probably nobody's gonna have, and it's also from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the franchise. It's Vanity Stretch Brock from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, played by another fellow Texan, Caroline Williams. She had a little small part in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I think she was the doctor that helped one of the doctors that helped sew Lori back together, pull the splinters and shit out of her fingers. But yeah, man, she's a really, again, like Sally Hardesty, another really physical role, running from these crazed, and this time in like an underground tunnel. But she's, she plays the radio DJ. She's like, that's fucking awesome. Love Stretch. There you go.
I haven't seen that movie in forever. I know, like it's like not a parody, but more
It's
like
good.
a horror comedy.
No,
right?
it's a fucking direct sequel to the original. It's a little bit more comedy, but it's nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Just like the original. Yeah.
All right. My 5 is going to be Rachel Carruthers from Halloween 4. And I guess 5, but Halloween 4. And it's just, it's like what James said earlier, and yes, I have Rachel above Laurie Strode. But it's like what James said earlier. Rachel does what she does to protect Jamie. And at the beginning of the movie, she doesn't even want to babysit Jamie. She doesn't even want to babysit Jamie. And, by the end, she's, lowering Jamie down from the rooftop and risking her life, going back after Jamie in the school, and, using the fire extinguisher on Myers, and then, takes control of the truck after Myers kills all the hillbillies on there and rips Earl's throat out. Rachel's great. We've talked ad nauseum about, characters in the Halloween franchise, but I love Rachel. She's my 5.
All right. Well, I guess my turn to number 5s. Let's see here. James Morant. Tina Shepard from Friday 7. She gave Jason the most damage. Yeah. She dropped a fucking house on his head. So yeah.
Literally.
Alley Girl, Jenny Field from Friday the 13th. I imagine we're going to be talking about her again, Nick. Maybe. Gina Davis from The Fly. That's an interesting. The Fly is definitely a horror flick.
I thought I knew
Jeff
Blake
Goldblum
pretty
Gina
well.
Davis.
Oh, yeah, I thought I knew Blake pretty well, but his list is very surprising to me.
Man,
and it's pretty impressive. I
think he did this shit on purpose. There's no way he could really like that movie. Brian's Horror Corner.
The Fly's good, man.
Another interesting, probably overlooked. I don't know if a lot of people have heard of Your Next, but it's a comedy, black comedy type slasher. Where
Isn't the
pretty much unlikable family.
About
it's a lot like Ready or Not.
I've seen pictures of her. Yeah, she's from The Office,
like
right?
I don't know. She's Australian or something, but the guy's bringing his girlfriend home from college to meet the family, and they're all getting picked off one by one, and she's the only one that fights back. But another twist. You have to watch that movie. It's fucking crazy too. Has a twist ending. Definitely should check it out. But she's pretty badass. Okay. Scott, Ali Sheedy, 1990 Fear, where she plays a psychic who helps the police catch a killer who is also psychic and trying to kill her. That sounds interesting movie. I've never heard of it.
What about Ali Sheedy in Short Circuit? Does that count?
Right, that was kind of the it for her, wasn't it? That was the end.
Yes.
was a Short
Yes.
Circuit. Shane Emerson, Nika from Child's Play. Nika from the
I think that's Brad
franchise.
Dourif's daughter, I'm assuming. I think she's in
I don't
the later
remember.
Child's Play movies. I haven't really seen too many of the later
Yeah,
ones, but
yeah.
I think it's Brad Dourif's daughter. I've heard she's a fantastic actress, actually.
Let's see here. Adam Howard. Someone said I'm brutal. Adam Howard said Jesse Walsh, Nightmare 2. That's the second time we've seen him.
Yes.
Not trying. I
Jesse's
don't see
great.
why you're. I don't see you, dude. That has the like. Yeah, that dude puts off the hottest fucking heterosexual sex scene probably ever in a horror film.
Jesse Walsh is great, man. He's a great character.
Dude, that scene with him where they're making out while Freddy's up there fucking everybody up in the pool. Dude, that shit was hot,
Yeah.
bro. Bud is brutal. I'm not
right,
trying to be mean.
It's his birthday tomorrow. Damn it. He can
It's my
be mean if
birthday,
he
man.
wants
I'm
to.
angry.
Yeah.
Richmond and Richmond. I can't even fucking say it, Blake.
All right. You're number 4, bud.
This is where it's all gonna get like good. My number 4, Gail Weathers from the Scream franchise. I think she's worked her way up into the top 5 as a final girl. She survived how many fucking movies? She's always there. Well, maybe not Scream 6 so much. She was kind of there before the final act, but everyone else, all the others, maybe 4. She wasn't there at the end, but everyone else, all the others, she's right up there. Do you agree, Nick? Is Gail Weathers on your list?
She's not on my list.
Did you consider her on your list?
No. Well, I shouldn't say that. She crossed my mind. And it was a quick nah. But I like Gail. Like I got no issues with Gail. I think she's a good character, especially in the first couple of Scream movies. I think she's great.
Yeah.
But and I like what they did with her in Scream 4 as well. But yeah. I won't argue with anyone saying Gail. You know, she's a
I
very
think someone
popular
mentioned
character
her
for a
earlier.
reason. Yeah.
I love Gail Weathers. I love Courtney Cox.
Okay, my number 4. Who's my number 4? Oh yeah, my number 4 is Jess Bradford from Black Christmas '74.
I figured she would play into your list. I figured.
Yeah,
she would. I
yeah,
know
you
you
know
love
me.
that movie.
Yeah, that movie just keeps getting better for me. You know, she goes through a lot. She's, you know, like most of the final girls, she maybe not most, but she's got a dick for a boyfriend.
Like
you know, she's
he's like 20 years her senior.
Yeah, and she's going to abort his baby, which was very, very taboo at the time in 1974. You know, and she just, you know, everything she goes through with the phone calls and, you know, Billy's in the house somewhere. She doesn't realize it till later. And then, you know, her fate is kind of open-ended at the end, you know, but she's a strong, tough character, wears a mean sweater. I love Jess Bradford, so she's my 4.
That's a good, that Black Christmas moving up the list for me.
Yeah,
I watched it. I watched it in 4K around Christmas when it came out.
Oh, they have it in 4K, really?
They do, and it makes it better. So
nice.
Yep.
All right, chat. Let's see who we got. Number 4 looks like Allie is leading off her number 4 with Laurie Strode, the iconic Laurie Strode from Halloween. Blake with another good one here. Clarice Starling from Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster. Great movie. Great fucking movie. James Morant agrees with Allie. He's got Laurie Strode at his number 4. She kept the kids safe and fought off Michael. Yeah, that's a good point of her, keeping the kids safe. Very good. Shane, piggybacking off someone who had this earlier. Aaron from Your Next. Brian's Horror Corner has Laurie at number 4. Laurie's really popping up at people's number 4.
Yeah.
So thank you, Brian. Scott, Brittany Murphy, Cherry Falls, about a killer who kills high school virgins. Cherry Falls. I've
long time ago.
Really
I need to. Yeah, a long time ago. I need to go back and rewatch it. Shane. if we're going on what they survived, then Chad Meeks is number one. That's a good point. Good point.
This is a topic for Adam with a good question, because this is kind of why I didn't consider Gail. You know, how many final girls
Why?
can be in a
Why?
kind of movie you have.
Like, you can have both. Like,
I mean,
they're girls.
it's
so,
open ended, right? I mean, it's
final
all
girls.
like
Yeah.
it's a final girl. Like it, I get what Adam's saying though, and I get the other side. You know, I'm taking the middle here, bud. But for me, I didn't consider her.
She's part one, definitely a final girl. I would say 3.
Yeah.
Well, she's there in 2 as well. So 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, definitely final girl. And she was there in 5 as well, but she didn't really do much, but get shot.
Yeah. Mike's Horror Channel says Danielle Harris in Hatchet. I got to revisit the Hatchet movies, but I've heard Danielle Harris is great in them. So yeah, thank you, Mike. All right, we're in the top 3, dude.
Yeah.
We obviously can't have the same top 3 because you already said one of mine, but I assume 2 of our top 3 are the same.
Yes, they're going to be for sure.
Yeah.
And it probably won't be here because mine, well, I don't know. We may have 2 of the same top 3.
Yeah.
So my number 3 is going to be Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street. Heather Langenkamp. We talked about Ginny Field being smart. Like, Nancy Thompson's got to be right up there on her level, right? Like, she figured out all how to navigate the dream world, how to bring him into the real life. So, I won't blow it all here because I know you're going to be talking about her soon. So, what's your number 3?
Sooner than you think. Same thing. Nancy Thompson. Yeah, she's fantastic. Like you said, you know, she's just great in her battle against Freddy. You know, she brings him into the real world and she sets up all these traps with, you know, light bulbs and hammers and all kinds, sledgehammers, right? All kinds of shit. You know, and she defeats Freddy when she realizes, you know, his power is, you know, however you think of this ending, you know, she kind of turns her back and realizes Freddy gained all his power because of, you know, her fear. And she just, you know, it's just great. She's got the bars on the window. She's got an alcoholic mom, a dad who, you know, is so focused on his job. She's fantastic. Especially in the original. I like what they did with her in Dream Warriors as well up until the end. But yeah, Nancy's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Number 3 is in the chat.
Is that for me? Brian
Yep.
Horror Corner, Sally Hardesty. I talked about her earlier. James Moran, Alice, Nightmare 4. She was a warrior. She was, man. And she dressed awesome. She dressed the part. Sienna from Terrifier 2. I've not seen Terrifier 2 yet. I have it in 4K sitting over there. I just haven't gotten to it. Brian, Sienna. That's from Sienna.
Terrifier 2. Same as Ellie.
Well, goddamn. Blake here. You know, she's an injury prone. You know, she tore her ACL in Halloween Kills, but he has Andy Matichak. What's her name?
Yeah.
What the fuck's her name? I just watched
Allison Strode.
Allison Nelson or whatever.
Strode.
Whatever her stupid.
Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah. She's a little injury prone, but she was on injured reserve, obviously, in Halloween Ends. So I don't know. I can't really put her in the top 10. Yeah. But that's up to Blake. That's all the number 3s.
Scott, I think, just forgot to put number 3 in front of his. Jada Pinkett Smith.
I see another one. Oh, I'm sorry. Tales from Demon Knight. Yeah, that's an underrated. Tales from the Crypt, even the show through the movies are all underrated. Virginia Neville. Who's that? What movie is that from, Michael?
Virginia Neville. I'm curious now. I'm gonna look it up.
Now I'm gonna have to Google. Virginia Neville.
I am Legend.
Okay,
I Am
that's
Legend.
okay,
Yeah.
that's Jada.
Yeah, we got you, boy. We got you, Michael. Don't worry. Thank
Okay.
you.
All
Okay.
right.
Top two. We know one of ours is the same, obviously, and it's probably number one. So, what do you got for
No.
number two?
Well, my number 2 is gonna be Sydney Prescott from Scream. I mean, goes without saying, she's top 2. Nev Campbell, man, just fucking Sydney Prescott has not worn out her welcome ever. Man, she's amazing. You probably have her number 1, maybe.
My number two is Ginny Field from Friday 2. Echoing everything you said earlier. She's so smart. She uses that child psychology to defeat Jason at the end after a very underrated chase scene. I was talking about Chris's chase scene earlier in Friday 3. Ginny's got quite the chase scene in Friday 2 as well. There's a great scene of Jason in the car, or when Ginny's in the car, Jason outside the car. She pees herself. She's so scared she pees herself. Now, she was probably saved by a faulty chair, but Ginny's fantastic. I love the scene with her in the bar. And she drops a hard R, unfortunately, but when she's talking about Jason, she's talking about Jason, it's put in the legend is real. That whole scene's great. I love Ginny. She was this close to being my number 1. But I settled at number
That
2.
close.
Yeah.
All right, that's a
my
great
turn to
number
read
2 in there.
twos.
Yeah.
All right. James Morant. Sydney Prescott. He agrees with you, bud. She was smart and a fighter. Allie. Sam Carpenter's went all the way up to her number 2. Nice choice,
Yeah.
Allie. Sam's a great character. She's a fascinating character. I'm excited to see what they do with her in this third movie with her. Blake with, is that Marcy Darcy's in Fright
That
Night?
is, oh my gosh, she's fantastic. That movie's
Really?
fantastic. Yes.
I've never seen Fright Night,
She is so fucking awesome in that movie.
but that's Amanda Burst,
He's right.
Marcy?
To
Marcy
me, this is probably one of the best from the chat list, man. I feel dumb for not thinking of it. She's great. Fright Night's a great movie.
Oh man.
Love
Okay.
it.
Okay. I
Yeah.
gotta see. I know what it is, but yeah. It's got the cop from Child's Play, right?
Yeah. He's in
yeah,
it.
I can't
She's
remember his
in it.
name offhand.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Shane going to Ellen Ripley from Alien and Aliens and Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection. Yep. Sigourney Weaver's awesome as Ellen Ripley.
Is that a real thing? Alien Resurrection?
Yeah,
Is
it
that
really
real?
is. Alien.
Is there?
The fourth Alien movie is Alien Resurrection.
Oh,
yeah,
I
written
thought
by
that was a nice
Joss Whedon,
funny
actually.
joke.
No, that would have
Alien
been a better
Ends.
funny
They
joke,
need
but
to
no.
make that and bring her back, right?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Scott going Kim Basinger in 2008 Xmas horror movie While She Was Out, where 4 gang members trying to kill her after she witnessed a murder. Ooh, nice. I haven't seen that. Have you?
I've never heard of it. Yeah.
While She Was
Never.
Out. It's relatively recent too. Real Dead
Yeah.
says Sydney's number 1 and good pick at number 2. Here we go. Michael Winchester. Hey, Michael says, my number 2 is a bit unknown, but she had a really great feature in Friday the 13th, and that's Amanda from the 2009 one.
Is that
was she
the one hit the twist death? The twist, yeah.
Is that her? No, I think that's I think her name's Jenna. No, that's Daniel Panabaker is Jenna. This Amanda is the one he kept. I think that's the one he kept.
Oh, okay.
Jason
All
kidnapped. Yeah. So Jared Padalecki's sister. Yeah. Brian's Horror Corner says Ginny Field from Friday 2. Good choice, Brian. You and I are on the same page there. And Brian's Horror Corner had his number 3 in there at Sydney Prescott. Shane, come on down, pal. Come on down. All right, number 1. Oh, I obviously know who your number 1 is. We know who each other's number 1s.
Who is it? No.
I just realized who you haven't mentioned.
Who?
Laurie Strode.
That's right. Laurie Strode's the number 1. That's why I really didn't say anything when you brought her up. You had her.
Yeah.
much earlier. A lot of people had her like in the, the back.
She's about 4, yeah.
But my criteria are Laurie Strode from 1, 2, and H2O.
Mhm.
I have to throw everything else away, and just by that alone, she is the greatest final girl there whoever was. And she made being a final girl a thing. Like of course, we had Sally Hardesty and a few others before that, but when Jamie Lee Curtis played Laurie Strode, it kicked off it's like an oil boom. We'll compare it to in the 80s, and I think that's why we have all these final girls that we're trying to pick from. And I've kind of taken Blake's criteria. Remember we did the wrestling one, and I didn't put
Mhm.
Hulk Hogan.
Right.
I kind of see what his point on that, and I wish I could go back and put Hulk Hogan as number 1. So I had to put Laurie Strode here as number 1. So
I can't argue with that. I mean,
Strode's
Laurie
number 1.
Strode's Laurie Strode, right? Right.
Yep.
And I'm not going to argue with that at all.
Yeah.
Like, at all. All right. Before I give my number 1, guys, putting a link to Bud's channel in the chat. It's his birthday tomorrow. Make sure you're subscribed to his channel. Give him an early birthday gift by getting him
Yeah,
to
you
a
can
next milestone.
you can unsub on Thursday, whatever you have to do.
Yeah. Just sub. Did that link even work? Bud, put a
I
link
see
in
the
there.
link. No, it's
Is it
there.
there?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's there.
Yeah, it's there. Okay. Yeah. Give Bud a sub for his birthday. He's got a lot of good shit coming. It's the first last nice thing I'm gonna say about you for the night. But sub to Bud's channel, please. All right. My number 1 is Sydney Prescott. Same thing that you said, Bud. Sydney's fantastic. And what's interesting about the Scream franchise is, Scream, started doing all this, self-aware horror, referential horror movies and things like that. And while they were doing it, I think they created possibly the perfect final girl in Sydney Prescott, and they didn't even realize it until you get to Scream 2, and she's taking the next step in her final girl journey, and then Scream 3, where she's wanting to disappear but realizes she can't. Sydney is great in all the Scream movies that she is in, and she's in 5 of them, in various different roles. The first movie, it's a little more personal because it's her boyfriend, and her boyfriend is who killed her mother, and she's dealing with all this trauma. There's Jamie Lee Curtis's word, trauma.
Trauma.
But they knocked it out of the park with Sydney, and the Scream franchise would not be the same without Sydney. Scream 6 was not the same without Sydney, even though I think it was fine and good, and we don't need any more Sydney. I don't want to see Sydney really anymore because I think her story is perfect as is. Do not bring her back and kill her. Do not bring her back and disrespect her character. Just let her be.
Don't listen to Nick. Bring her back and do what you have to do.
Okay. Yeah, or don't listen to me. Nobody does.
Don't listen to Nick. You have to bring Sydney Prescott back in to have they have to have Samantha and Sydney go head to head. Like, it would be bullshit if they don't. Like, come on. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you.
I mean, fans would eat that shit up. I'll tell you that. But
it has to happen.
If that does happen, I'm already feeling bad for Melissa Barrera because she's going to get these jackasses are going to just attack her, even though she's just doing her job. But that's a whole nother story. All right. Number 1s. I think that's you reading them.
Oh, yeah.
Allie's,
Man,
I think,
I was ready to punch out of here. Who cares about everybody else's? Let's see here. Alley Girl, number 1, Sydney Prescott. Oh my God, Scott. Fucking Scott, man. Throwing me a curveball, one that I didn't even consider that I should have. Nancy Allen from 1980s Dress to Kill. She's like the streetwise hooker who's kind of helping the kid his mother died. There's a slasher on the loose, and this kid's mom died, and she's the streetwise hooker that's trying to help him because she witnessed the murder. So yeah, Nancy Allen is great in Dress to Kill. Scary movie. James Moran, Nancy Thompson. She was a detective and a fighter. She was. Blake,
Yep.
Trish from Friday the 13th Part 4 just recently revisited it, and she's fantastic. Protects her brother, takes it to Jason while talking shit to him. She's awesome. Yeah, she's a little underrated.
So-
I'd say
and-
she's
and
better
I-
than Chris. I would agree.
I think the
Okay.
reason, so to piggyback off or comment on the last part of what Blake said there, hardly ever gets mentioned. I think she's
Mhm.
just overshadowed by Corey Feldman, like as far as, and Tommy Jarvis, as far as like the fans are concerned. I think that's
Yeah.
why she doesn't get the credit she deserves.
Yeah, and Michael Winchester, number one, is very easy and will always be number one, and that's Gail Weathers in the original Screams. It's the best final girl. I mean, she's always seems to be a step ahead of the police. So, and then she's always finds herself at the end, except for 4 and 6, because she got fucked up by Ghostface. So she had a couple L's, I guess, but mostly wins. Brian's Corner Horror, number one, Nancy Thompson, Nightmare on Elm Street. You have any honorable mentions? I see Scott has a few. Do you have any honorable mentions?
I did. Shane, I'm going to answer your question, but I'm not going to put it on the screen. I go every year. I've been going for the last like 8 years. If you want to know when I'm going this year, message me privately because I don't want people to know when I'm there. But I definitely go every year. I had one honorable mention that
They doing anything Halloween related this year? Because I don't think I've seen anything.
Not Halloween franchise, but The Exorcist, the new Exorcist movie. They're having a house on that, and then
That might be
Stranger
that might be
Things,
fun.
and yeah, that'll be interesting. They had a original Exorcist house maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. It was pretty good. It smelled like puke.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
The one honorable mention I had. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was gonna say, did anybody scream "fuck me, fuck me"?
No, not when I was in there.
Okay.
Oh, that would have been good though. I had Christy Cotton, someone that I wanted to get on the list, but I didn't have room for her.
That's another one, Hellraiser. She's very popular.
Yeah. How about you? Who are you trying to squeeze in?
I would say no. I don't. My list was pretty concise. The ones I didn't think of, like Amanda Beers from Fright Night, Nancy Allen, Dress to Kill. Like I wish, I don't know, maybe I could put them in over maybe Alice or Tina. I don't know, but that would be a couple.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay.
Nobody
Just wanna
likes my
see.
idea about
Okay.
Sydney and Sam going head to head, but don't they have to kind of? Like at some point, Samantha will be like, you know what?
Though, right? She'd have to turn.
Like the visions of her father has been guiding her through life. Let's start cutting fucking throats. At some point, the psychosis is going to take over, and they're going to have a showdown, man. They have to. Alley Girl, Julie James, an honorable mention. That's a good one. Blake
I
getting
still have to
vengeance.
see
Got to
Evil
clip
Dead
that, but
Rise.
what does he have to clip? I have the script for Scream 7. Doesn't make sense. Just Sydney and Sam scissoring for 90 minutes. What do I have to clip, Blake? I've said so much BS. Phoebe, the Monster Squad. I've been saying a long time they need to do a Monster Squad with our monsters.
That'd be cool. That would be.
Sorry, I'm talking over you.
Cool.
It's on your own damn channel.
No, I don't care. It's the same shit. He says I'm clipping you screaming, "Fuck me, fuck me."
if you go watch the stream we did, the last Take It to the Grave, there's a probably better version of that from that one.
Yeah.
Just go watch that one and look.
All right. Thanks for everyone in the chat. Bud, like we said, besides your birthday tomorrow, next week, let me pull it up here.
Yeah.
Is it next week, right? You're doing Halloween Resurrection?
Yep, and there's not going to be anything really good to say. I'm going to beat the shit out of it.
Good. There's always good. There's always good.
Like, I didn't
There's
even
one
really
shot
beat
of,
the shit out of Halloween 5, but I'm going to beat the shit out of this one.
Yeah, you're pretty nice to Halloween 5 for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What were you saying?
All right. I don't know. Well, you said that
I
there
don't
was
know
something
either.
you liked about it. What was it that you liked?
There's one shot of Myers at the beginning when he's like standing in the woods before he goes into the sanitarium.
Yeah, where
Where
she's
he's kind
looking
of
down and
silhou-
he's yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
he's like
I,
silhouetted.
I have an
Uh,
I have a nice screenshot of that. I will send it to you. You're right.
good, good. That's it though. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else really to care about. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. This was fun. We're going to be back at it in 2 weeks on Bud's channel, the Shape of Horror podcast. Don't know what topic yet. At some point, we're going to have we're going to get organized and have our next topic while we're doing the current show and get you guys, something to look forward to. But we don't know what it'll be, but we'll talk and we'll have an answer for you in a week or so. Yeah, see you guys next time and see you guys next week over on the Shape of Horror podcast for Halloween Resurrection. Thanks, everyone.
Good night.